Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Over the last few weeks, while I've been in quarantine, while all of y'all have been in quarantine, I have been spending most of my time gaming. I've spent a large amount of time playing Warzone on the Xbox. I've also spent a good amount of time on the Nintendo Switch, but I've also been spending a good amount of time gaming on this little guy. No, this is not a Nintendo Switch. This is my iPhone with a gaming controller on it. And that's exactly what we're going to be talking about today. We're talking about this gaming controller that I hook onto my iPhone and game all day long with. And this controller has actually made me a much better mobile gamer than I ever imagined I could be. This is the Razer Kishi, and this is what we're looking at today. So like I said, this is the Razer Kishi. It is a fantastic mobile controller. It's one of the best in the market, and it's made by a company which, as we all know, is one of the most premium gaming tech companies in the world. So you can definitely expect great build quality and an overall great experience. The one that I'm reviewing today is made for the iPhone, but don't worry, they have the exact same controller. You have the Razer Kishi for Android, and the only difference between the iPhone and the Android edition is the fact that the iPhone controller connects to your phone with the Lightning cable, whereas the Android controller will connect to your phone using USB-C. So it's really accessible, and that's exactly why we're looking at it today, because according to me, hands down, it is one of the best mobile controllers, and I'm going to tell you exactly why. Okay, so I've been testing out the Razer Kishi for over a week now. I got this about 10 days ago, and I did film an unboxing when I got it. I just didn't put it up on the channel because I figured we're going to look at that right now. So let's take a deep dive, and after that, we're going to come out and test out this controller. I'm going to show you what games I've been playing on it and why I actually love it. As you guys can see, the Razer Kishi comes in pretty minimal packaging. It's a universal gaming controller, and it's also MFI rated, which means it's made for iPhone. So it doesn't really matter what iPhone you use. The first thing you're going to see when you open up the box is the Razer Kishi controller, which is labeled with a bunch of different stickers on it. Deeper in the box, you'll also find your literature, which you're never going to read. On the right hand side, you have this little tiny black box, which basically consists of additional grips on the inside. There are two sizes of grips that you get with the Razer Kishi. Each grip fits a different size of iPhone, so you have to read the instructions within the little literature booklet that I just threw away. Okay, just so that you know, the grip that comes installed inside the Razer Kishi is for the bigger iPhones, and the grip that you have inside this little black box is for smaller iPhones. As you can see, the Razer Kishi advertises its low latency gameplay, its seamless compatibility with iOS or Android devices, and it's also cloud gaming compatible, which is mainly why you would want to get this controller. I'm going to peel off all the stickers on the Razer Kishi right now. It's pretty nicely labeled, and they have instructions for absolutely everything. You also have a sticker at the back and on the side. You also have a sticker that covers up the Lightning port. As you can see, with respect to build quality and weight, it's not too heavy, but it's a decent size. It's not light enough to feel cheap. It's definitely got a decent feel to it, but it's also definitely plastic. Comes to opening up the controller, it's relatively easy. You have two pull tabs at the back. All you gotta do is pull on them and the back plate falls out. Boom! You now have a fully extendable iPhone gaming controller. Latching the controller is also relatively easy. You line up the tabs, make sure the lightning connector is free, and the back plate will fall in. Honestly, it feels pretty great in the hand. The buttons are nice and tactile at first use, and it looks really nice when it's collapsed. It's so small that it's almost minimal. Overall, I really like the feel of this controller in my hands. As you can see, there's a lightning connector with the two pull tabs separate at the center of the controller. Yes, it's a physical connection, so you're not going to have any drops, and the controller is not going to accidentally disconnect. On the bottom right hand side, you can see there's a lightning connection port. That's basically for pass-through charging, because the last thing you need when you're gaming is that your phone runs out of battery. Even when fully extended, it doesn't feel like the Razer Kishi is gonna break on you. The mechanism for stretching out that they've used seems pretty stable, and it actually feels like elastic. It'll pop back onto original form once you stop pulling on it. Just a little heads up. If you're using a phone with a case on it, it's not gonna work. It doesn't matter what case you have. As you can see, I have a very thin leather case by Apple, and that doesn't work with the Razer Kishi. You're gonna have to pull off your case. Also, the way to connect your phone is basically open up the controller. Once you do that, you have to line up the side of the lightning port towards the lightning port on your phone. When you do that, you can just plug in your phone, extend the left hand side of the controller out so that it fits your phone. For example, I'm using the 12 Pro Max here, and as you can see, once the phone is connected, the controller is actually smaller than the phone. But because of this mechanism that they've built, you can actually stretch out the controller so that it fits on both sides. When you do that, there's going to be a tiny red light on the right hand side that's going to flash on the controller stating that it has been connected. Overall, it's a solid fit, and it also has a little bit more flex on it, so it doesn't matter if you have a bigger phone than the 12 Pro Max. Oh man, it actually feels like I've converted my iPhone into a portable Nintendo Switch. It's so cool, guys. Okay, so now that we've already seen the unboxing and how you set up your phone inside the Razer Kishi, what we're going to do next is we're going to load up a game and we're going to do a couple of game tests. I want to show you a bunch of games that I've been playing on the Razer Kishi that I've absolutely been loving. Now remember, not every game on the iOS store and not every game on the Google Play store are controller optimized, which means controllers that you add to your phone may not work with all games. But famous games like Call of Duty Mobile, PUBG, which is coming back to India now, and a lot of other famous games do support controllers, which is fantastic. Also, if you want to know whether a controller is supported in a particular game or not, all you got to do is go into the App Store, select the game that you want to play, scroll down, and at the bottom of your screen, you're going to be able to see controller support. And if this icon is available at the end of the screen on your game, that basically means you can add any third-party controller and it should pretty much work seamlessly. Now, for iOS users, there are a ton of games on Apple Arcade, on Apple subscription service that do have controller optimization and support. Also on Android, there are a ton of games that you can do that. But what's special about having an external controller for your phone, the fact that you now have Xbox cloud gaming services coming out all over the world, and that is basically going to turn your phone into an Xbox, and that's fantastic. On Android, you can already play Xbox games using the Xbox Game Pass app. All you need is a Game Pass subscription, and you can play AAA games on your phone using a third-party controller, using a Razer Kishi like this, and you're good to go. iOS, it's not really come out yet, but on iOS, you can remote play all your Xbox games onto your iOS device, which is pretty good. It's pretty much the same thing. You probably just need a stronger internet connection when you're doing that, but it's a fantastic feature to have, and the very fact that they support the Razer Kishi and that the Razer Kishi is optimized for Xbox is a game changer. You have a controller that can collapse, you have a controller that's easy to carry around and turn your phone into an Xbox gaming console, which is absolutely game changing for everyone out there. Okay, so the first game that we'll be testing out is one of my favorites on the Apple Arcade store. This is Samurai Jack. A lot of us have watched Samurai Jack, the cartoon, when we were kids on Cartoon Network, and Samurai Jack is one of the oldest anime series on TV, and to be able to connect a controller and actually get that AAA gaming experience is fantastic. So let's check it out. Okay, something that you need to know is that the Razer Kishi does not block your phone speakers. I'm pretty sure you guys can hear the audio that's coming out of my phone right now. I just loaded up Samurai Jack. Alright, so let's go into story recap.
Long ago, a foolish samurai wielding a magic sword attempted to slay me, Aku, the shape-shifting master.
Okay, we're not gonna do that. We're just gonna start the game, test this out. Okay, so I started playing Samurai Jack a little while back, so we're gonna do that first. You go into the classic mode. Okay, the X button pretty much controls the sword. I orient with the right analog stick, and the left analog stick is basically to move around. Quick attack is X, strong attack is for Y, A is to jump. Alright. Finally, some action. Okay. Okay, so we just upgraded a skill apparently. That is pretty cool. Okay, Samurai Jack was fantastic, no doubt. As you can see, there are a lot of games supported on Apple Arcade. We're going to check out NBA next, which is another fantastic game that Apple Arcade had on the platform. I'm not a big NBA player, I'm more of a FIFA player myself. Okay, I have no idea how to play NBA, and you guys can see my guy literally just fell down. Okay. I figured out how to pass. Alright. Not bad, you guys. Okay, so last but not the least, we're going to be testing out Call of Duty Mobile, which I know a lot of y'all want to see. This controller does work with COD Mobile. It is seamless. Alright, we're just going to get into multiplayer, start a game. Okay, playing with a controller on Call of Duty Mobile or any of these Battle Royale games, it is supported, but you're going to be playing against people who have controllers as well. The matchmaking will understand that you have a controller connected, so that's something you need to keep in mind. You're not getting to play with absolutely everyone available on the platform. And I got killed. Don't worry, it's not the controller's fault. It's pretty much my fault. Okay, let's do this. Okay, not this time. Alright, not too bad. So So that was pretty much our gaming test for right now. The gaming experience is almost seamless and it's only going to get better with time. Eventually, a lot of games are going to be available on your phone, so it's really a good time for you guys to go out and pick up a gaming controller for your iPhone or your Android phone in the market. Overall, I'm extremely excited that I actually picked this up, and I don't think I've had a single day where I've been disappointed while gaming on this little device. Also, you guys want to keep in mind, if any of y'all have been on console or if you've been playing on PC before with a keyboard and a mouse, when you do shift over to mobile gaming, it is going to get a little hard to play more competitive games like Call of Duty or Free Fire or any of these action or FPS games that are out, battle royale games that are out in the market today with a touchscreen. It's not the easiest experience and it's going to have a little bit of a learning curve, and that's exactly why gaming controllers, according to me, are definitely the way to go, because controllers like the Razer Kishi have similar control layout to your Xbox controller. Now, if you're on PlayStation, the conversion from PS controller to the Xbox controller layout is not going to be too hard for you, but to go from a controller to a screen and be able to orient, shoot, reload and hit 1,000 different buttons on your screen at one time is going to be a lot harder. And considering this feels like a Nintendo Switch, it's extremely easy to play on it. It's pretty much like muscle memory because I'm very used to sitting around and playing like this. Now, all this being said, the Razer Kishi does not have an inbuilt battery. It's basically plug and play. As you guys saw, it connects to my iPhone using a lightning port and it basically consumes power from the iPhone to start work. I haven't seen my iPhone battery really drop that much. So the Kishi doesn't really take that much power from your iPhone or from your Android phone. So if you're worried about battery drain on your device, don't worry about it. It really doesn't consume that much power. Now, something that's said constantly in the tech world is that hardware is only as good as the software that comes with it. And the Razer Kishi software is extremely simple. What you basically have is a gaming controller and you have to download an app on Android or an iOS called Kishi app, which is made by Razer. It's available on your Google Play Store as well as on your iOS App Store. All you gotta do is download the app, connect the controller to your phone, open up the app. It's gonna know that it's connected to your phone and it's also gonna let you know whether your controller requires a software or a firmware update or not. If your controller is up to date, it's gonna let you know that your controller is up to date and it's absolutely good and go. It's pretty much plug and play, and that's the best part about mobile controllers. Razer has given you a way to update the software for your gaming controller through an app, but they've made it so simple and so easy that keeps the entire system very mobile. And that's what matters the most, that you maintain that mobile gaming experience. Furthermore, the fact that this basically connects with Lightning or USB-C makes this even better than most of the mobile Bluetooth controllers in the market. Now, if you're playing Xbox games on your Android phone, you will see Xbox stating that you can use the Xbox controller, which is a Bluetooth controller, but there are times when you have drops in connectivity when you're even on Bluetooth, and there are times a little bit of lag depending on what phone you're using. You may also have drop in battery. You have to worry about battery charging on Bluetooth controllers. So these things do not come up with the Razer Kishi. The Razer Kishi is a hardware plug-and-play device. Furthermore, the fact that it can collapse down to such a small little portable device that literally fits in your palm, you can throw it into your backpack or into your jacket pocket. It's really easy to transport around, and that's what makes this special and makes it stand out over all the other controllers in the market, giving you a super reliable gaming setup. Okay, so let's talk about quick cons on this little controller. Not everything is rosy peachy. First thing that you want to talk about are the buttons. A controller is only as good as the button. We all know the Nintendo Switch is fantastic, but the Nintendo Switch does suffer from your Joy-Con drift, which is basically your analog sticks on the Switch do end up drifting. I've been playing this for about a week now. I've read a lot of reviews online. I've been on Reddit. I've been on a lot of platforms. I do not see anyone mentioning any kind of drift on this controller, so your joysticks are pretty well built. On the other hand, on the downside of things is basically the D-pad. The D-pad's a little bit mushy. They're not the firmest buttons. They don't have the best feedback in the market. You definitely have better feedback on an Xbox controller or on a PlayStation controller. But that being said, for a mobile gaming controller that's portable and can collapse down to being something so small, the buttons are fine. The buttons that I did not like are these three buttons, which is the home button, three-dot button, and the menu button, which I barely even have to press at this point in time. In most games, I can just use the touchscreen for running through the menus and stuff like that. And this is definitely me being nitpicky, but these buttons are extremely hard to press, and it just feels really plastic. But other than that, the buttons are fantastic. It's a mobile gaming controller, and for what it brings to the table, a little bit of mushiness is not too much of a problem. Okay, to sum everything up, the Razer Kishi, fantastic mobile controller, definitely one of the best mobile controllers in the market for Android and iOS. I'm extremely happy with it. If you're into mobile gaming, or if you're an Xbox gamer and you want to take your games on the go without having to lug around your gigantic console, Xbox xCloud or Xbox Remote Play is definitely something you should try out on your phone, and the Razer Kishi is the perfect controller for that if you're out traveling. Mobile esports has recently blown up worldwide, and it is something that's still growing, and the fact that games like Call of Duty have actually come down to mobile platforms with Apex Legends coming out on mobile, you're gonna have a lot of first-party AAA games available on your phone that you'll be able to play with this controller. So if you're into this genre of gaming, definitely check out the Razer Kishi. Highly recommended. I've left links for the Android as well as the iOS version in the description, so go check it out. These are affiliate links, so it will support the channel if you do that. This is Nitin Chawla. Thank you for watching this video. It's been a fantastic experience gaming with the Razer Kishi. Even better experience to be able to share this with you guys. So definitely hit that like button if you enjoyed this video and learned something about this controller today. Do not forget to subscribe because it is absolutely free. I'm hoping to hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of this year, so definitely help me out if you guys can do that. Hit me up in the comment section or on Instagram, DM me. I will answer whatever questions you guys need. I'm gonna see you guys in the next one. Stay tuned for more. Peace.